Hey guys, Ashley here, also known as AJ Fan. I'm back today with another video on why the part 2 on why season 3 of the OC sucks. Let's just get straight to it. I have 6 reasons. I already did my first 3. And that's crazy that this season has 6 reasons why it sucks because usually I only have like 5 reasons why a season sucks. The next thing I'm gonna work I'm really am liking this series on why this season sucks. So I'm thinking I'm going to do one on Total Drama All Stars because I think it's about time that we all discuss that season. I know that other people on YouTube have already talked about this season, and I talked about it before, like 2 years ago, way back when I watched it over quarantine. But I'm gonna just redo the video and do it better justice. So look out for that. But let's get to these final 6 reasons. So coming in at number 4, why the season sucks. This season went extremely dark. Now I don't have a problem with extremely dark shows. Like you can see, like Euphoria uses that concept. Extremely dark. Oh my God, these kids are going through something so intense. But that show sucks. But the OC, I don't have a problem with the extremely dark moments like Johnny dying and Marissa almost witnessed a girl about to get sexually assaulted. I think I was trying to understand where this extremely dark stuff was coming from because usually in a season, it's like you can tell there's gonna be a very dark season, there's gonna be a very depressing season, or like something the viewing will change. Like I don't know. Like I don't know if it was because Johnny died. That's when things the show just went more darker. But why would you have the show go dark over a character that no one liked? Like no one liked Johnny. I can't think of anyone who liked him on Reddit or anything because no one really talks about the OC on YouTube. Like it's not really a show that people really rant about. So I'm gonna stick up for this show because I really love the OC. I really do. It sucks that the show kind of went downhill during its middle of its run. I don't understand what Josh was thinking, but I don't know. I don't have, like I said, I don't have a problem with extremely dark moments or anything in the show. For personally, I was just trying to understand where this extremely darkness came from. Like the show just went really dark after Johnny died. Like it just went really dark. Like everything with Marissa going down a rabbit hole again. It was just, oh my god. Anyway, that's good. That's number 5. The characters. Now, not all of them, just a few. If I would say the person who probably had the best character development in this season was Ryan. Ryan definitely is one of the most underrated male protagonists in the show. I think everyone oftenly calls him boring. I heard someone call him boring. I definitely don't agree with that. Ryan has a lot of storylines as a character, especially in season 1. He probably has one of the most underrated male character introductions. Ryan is a really good character. He's definitely come from a way. He's definitely come so far from where he was in season 1. This is a guy who came from the hood, a prominent background. He met these rich people who helped him get a better life. If he's graduating high school, like how people can say that when they grew up in a poor environment. I know there's some people who did grow up in a poor environment and they graduated high school, but how many can you say did wind up homeless, didn't get into drugs, or didn't get into the wrong side of the tracks? Like how many people can really say they actually graduated, like they actually fought through it and graduated high school? Like I think to me that's very inspirational on Ryan's part, that you can have a tough background and make it through. You can fight through your anger, you can fight through things that makes you angry, and you can make it through. And Ryan did that. I think he had the best character development, working on his anger by punching bags. Of course, everything with Marissa, and I feel like they didn't really do enough with the stuff for Trey. I really hate the fact that after he did that to Marissa and after she shot him to protect Ryan, he was just off scot free. This guy tried to sexually assault Marissa and he just gets away with it. And this is what I also mean too about like the characters just not being written in a regular forms, because the fact that like this happened to Marissa, and like in season 3 Ryan kind of just like, I don't know what the writers are doing, but it's like he just didn't really care that his own brother tried to do that to Marissa because she said she couldn't talk to him about the Trey stuff. And I don't know if they're implying that the reason why he didn't care is because she never talked about it, or like, I don't know what they were implying, but I feel like to me that's Ryan would just never avoid that because in season 2 the reason why he went to Trey house was to fuck him up because of what he did to Marissa. That's what he did that for. So in season 3 for him to not give a fuck is just really out of character for me. Um, now we're on to the character that actually kept his senses throughout the show. Let's go on to the characters why I just felt like, what the fuck are the writers doing? I don't really care about Summer. Honestly, I feel like she is the most useless character in this show. Besides her relationship with Zeph and her friendship with Marissa, she has no real personality. She gets no real storylines to focus on her character. Nothing. There's nothing about Summer that's interesting besides her relationship with Zeph. I don't care about her character. She's a waste of space. But the storyline that they did have about the whole college thing, it was okay, whatever. Zeph. I don't know what the fuck they did to Zeph. He honestly, I started seeing little glimpses of his character going down the wrong path in like the middle of season 2. I loved season 1 Zeph Cohen. He was funny, sarcastic, uh, obsessed with Summer. Like he was like really like the funny geek guy. Like I really liked how he wasn't too overly stereotyped. He was like really the funny geeky guy. He liked video games. He liked his anime. He likes his comic books. Like he's definitely a guy that I would date. Obsessed with a girl that he can't have. You know, regular crush and stuff. And then in the glimpse of that, after like season 1, Zeph becomes very vain. He becomes very self-centered. He becomes very, maybe a little bit too obsessed with Summer to the fact where you feel like his whole world is wrapped around her, and I don't think that's very healthy. And then season 3, it's got really worse. Like in this season, his character didn't really do much of anything. He had no real storyline on his own. He wasn't really that funny anymore. Like he wasn't the same Zeph from season 1. And I love Adam Brody. I love his um, portraying of Zeph. I definitely think he was definitely the right guy to be Zeph. I just don't really know what to say for his character because it just seemed like he didn't really do nothing. He was just kind of there in the season. His character was just kind of going through the emotions, whatever the writers gave him, but he had like no real direction. On to the next two characters. I'm saving the last character. You know what? I'm gonna talk about the last character in the 6th episode. I mean, in the 6th reason because I don't want to say the same thing in this and then say the same thing again. So let's look at the other characters. I don't care about. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I don't care about Julie. I don't care about Marissa's sister. I forgot her name. I don't care about her. She made no impact on the season. Neither did Julie. Sandy and Kirsten. Now this one really hurt me because Sandy is definitely one of the most underrated. Him and Kirsten are one of the most underrated TV show parents. And this season, they made them both look really like they shouldn't be married anymore. Sandy was really an asshole in this season. He wasn't really his empathetic self. He was very insensitive. His wife gets out of rehab and is considering of relapsing, and he doesn't even care. He cares more about the new important group than he cares about his own wife. He doesn't care that his own son is smoking weed, which, you know what, is not a big deal, but it's kind of like, it is a big deal for some parents, so that's why I would say it's a big deal. He doesn't care that Zeph is, like, kind of, I don't know, like, addicted to weed now. Like, it was just, I don't know, Sandy just didn't give a fuck in this season. And I just don't think that was a good presentation for Sandy, because it's like, what? When did Sandy just not give a fuck? I didn't like this, and it was just annoying. Kirsten. I don't know what the fuck they did to Kirsten, but in this season, she was just so non-existent. She blamed Sandy for her alcoholic addiction, which I did not like, because that's so untrue. What is a classic addiction? People who are addicted, a classic method. They blame other people for why they are addicted or why they have problems. The fact that she blamed Sandy for her addiction, and I think she did relapse, and Sandy didn't do anything about it. And she started drinking again to get his attention, and it was just really toxic for that. And I don't know. I just feel like that don't make any sense with that couple. I understand that couple. I understand that people in marriages and relationships go through stuff, but to start relapsing to get your husband's attention, that is a whole nother level of just what. So I didn't like that. Now the final character that I'm going to talk about is Marissa, and I'll just say one thing: completely fucked up what they did to Marissa. Okay, so as for the characters are far from their season one and season two selves. This is where the character development really starts to seek in. Reason number 6, and I probably am going to rant on until I am out of oxygen. Oxygen. I'm probably saying it wrong. Until I'm out of breath. But I already made a video about this twice about what they did to Marissa, but I'm just gonna say it again. What they did to her, Marissa dying, was one of the worst decisions in TV show history. One of the worst decisions. And I know people don't like her character, and I feel like that's fine. But like I said before, I have a really hard time accepting people's opinions because people say bullshit and they don't they don't have logical reasons or facts to why they don't like something or why something sucks. Now, we live in this world, especially when it comes to a character, that a character has to be perfect. And I just feel like, what? Just because you like one character over the other doesn't make the other character suck because you refuse to see the flaws with the other character. And I think about this a lot with characters like Emma from Degrassi. I don't think no one likes Emma. I think Emma is probably the one character that no one really likes. I love Emma. I definitely can relate to her a little bit on a personal level. Not the eating disorder thing, but just not even the perfect thing, because I'm not a perfect person. I don't strive for perfection all the time. I work hard and I do my best. That's what matters. But I'm not like, oh my god, yes, this needs to be a certain way. Like, no, I'm not really a perfectionist. But I can relate to her on like everyone depending on her to do everything, or always leaning on her to do something. I can relate to that. I can relate to being like a little bit of a people's pleaser. I can relate to that aspect of Emma. But I feel like for her to get bashed on because she has flaws is just, it's stupid to me. I feel like a character is supposed to have flaws. A character is not supposed to be perfect. A character makes mistakes. A character grows. And I feel like for people to be like, but in a situation with Emma is completely reversed with Marissa. The writers never gave Marissa a chance to grow, and they only had that one chance, and that was like the end, probably like the end of season one, and then we get to season two. She's drinking, she's out of character again, and then in season two you fix her up. You know she's fine. She's not doing no more drinking. She's not doing no more. After she stops dating Alex, she stops getting try to make her mother mad. She stops drinking. She stops, you know, stop causing trouble to herself. We get to see, and then at the end of season two, the whole thing with Trey and shooting them, and then we get to season three. Marissa is lost. I definitely feel like she has some mental health issues that the show never addressed. I think she really needed some help, and I feel like the show never once gave Marissa a chance to grow. And then she meets Johnny, and then it just gets even more irritating because everything with her relationship. And then where it really went wrong is where she met this bum ass boy, Bojack, and it just goes downhill. Marissa is drinking in school. She's showing up to school drunk. She's intoxicated all the time with alcohol and drug in her levels. She's doing cocaine. She's doing hard drugs. Like what they did to Marissa in this season, I cannot forgive the writers for this. And I know there were like behind the scenes drama, and I think Misha wanted to be killed off. Well, listen, if they would have killed Marissa off, if they would have given her a redemption arc in season three and killed her off, you know what? I probably would be mad, but I probably would have been mad, but like, oh shit, that's sad. Because for a TV show, you have to have stakes. You have to kill off characters to have stakes. I understand that. But to kill off a character for no reason at all to get a cheap shock value pop is what fucking blew me in this. Marissa, they did not give her a chance to redeem herself. She had like what the last episode to do that. So you're gonna give me a cheap goodbye with her character too on top of that? That's so dumb. I cannot believe the writers. And then to just kill her off. And you know what? This scene, for the longest time, that scene where she died, it always made me upset. But now every time I watch it, I get so emotional because Marissa should have not died. And for Ryan to be the one to see her in her last dying breath is what makes the scene even more hard to watch. Because I really wanted her and Ryan to be in game. I honestly wanted to see a next chapter in their lives when they're going to college and Marissa can get away from Newport and just find different groups of people, a different environment, positivity to just get away from the girl's character. But we didn't get a chance to see that. And for that, that's the main reason why this season sucks. Marissa dying. I actually like Marissa. I think she's an underrated female character in TV show history. She's definitely like the girl next door type, but she isn't perfect. She isn't. She's the girl that every guy wants, but I will give him that. She's the girl that every guy wants to be with, but she's not perfect. She definitely has some demons that the show never let her work out. And now you know the reasons why season three for the OC sucks. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will continue this series on why this season sucks.